Okay. This is going to be fun because we have a new Spider-Man game that is coming out. I think, like Kiko was saying, sometime around September, I think, right? They're releasing promo images, right? This is a promo image released from Sony, right? And from, it's not, who's the studio making this game? I forget. Insomniac, right?
Insomniac.
Yeah,
There you go,
Insomniac.
yeah.
So, because they made the first one, and Insomniac, dude, the first Spider-Man game, guys, if you have a PlayStation, you have not played the first Spider-Man game on PS4, please go play that thing. It is incredible. Great game. So many great action set pieces. The character development for Peter, even for Miles in that game. And you can play the Miles Morales game too, which is also awesome. That one's sort of like it's a full game, but it's like 7 or 8 hours, maybe. It's not quite as long as the regular game. But anyway, they released some promo art. They showed Kraven another shot. But more importantly, they showed our favorite boy, Venom, here. And guess what he has? A spider logo dead in the middle of his chest, just like a target, right? So, how long, in the time I've been collecting, there have been a lot of collectors, including myself for quite a while, saying, I want Venom with a spider logo on the chest. Well, now you're probably going to get one because I don't think Hot Toys is going to pass on the opportunity to make a Venom. But Kiko, I know you might disagree with me. What do you think? Are collectors going to bail on the Tom Hardy Venom when this one gets announced, or do you think it gets announced at all?
You sent this to me, Will, before we started, and I told you a sneak preview. This is not being made, okay? And I know people are going to flame me in the comments for this, but let's use a little bit of logic, and let's think through this. Can you tell me one other villain that was made from the original Spider-Man game?
Yeah, there weren't any.
Okay. If you're going to do a villain, Venom would be it, all right? But look how big he is compared to Miles. They never made Cole Obsidian, all right? And this is kind of Cole Obsidian size. If you look at how big the Miles is, and I have both the Miles and the Spider-Man, that Miles probably is about going to come up to right towards the tail end, or just like right at his hips, essentially. This is twice, if not 2.5 times the size of the Miles and the Spider-Man. It's too big to make. And if people aren't paying $500 or whatever for Carnage, you really think they're going to pay $600 for something like this at this size? I don't see the margins. I don't see the feasibility to do that. And you even said, well, what about Venom Pool? Venom Pool still fits in a DTOF. And he's the same size, essentially, as the height-wise of the other Venom. This is not fitting in your DTOF. This is not being made. It's too big. Everyone's like, ah. And this isn't even Eddie Brock. It's Matt Cargan.
It's not Eddie Brock.
Yeah. It's not. It's It's Matt Cargan. And so that's another thing. Do you really want to go all in on somebody that's not the definitive version of Venom? I'm very, very skeptical. Now, I saw the things potentially for Kraven. Give me a Kraven. That would be cool, potentially. But I just do not see them being able to pull this off, because either you scale him down, to which people are going to be pissed about, or I don't know what you do. But I think this is not being made. They've never made a villain before. I know Venom is money. They've even made those ridiculous statues. You've seen those, right? They're like the little like power pose, like little statues or whatever. It looked terrible.
Yeah.
But I just don't see this one coming. I just don't, man. Talk me into it.
Well, no, hey, it's a valid point, because when you said that, I was like pretty much just already assuming they were going to make it. But you raise a valid point that they could very well not. I think maybe you and I are interpreting the size of this Venom a little bit differently, because to me, he's not quite Call Obsidian size. He looks like he's obviously bigger than them, right? But Miles is also like a teenager in this film, so you have to remember he's not as big as Peter, right? So in this film, this game. So Miles is still pretty young. So he's not quite Spider-Verse Miles, but he's not full-grown adult either. You know what I mean? So
the figure's only like this much different compared to the two.
Right. So, but I think at the end of the day, I mean, I think this Venom, I mean, I think I saw the Venom pool in your collection. I've never owned the Venom pool, obviously, but I think he's maybe about Venom pool size or slightly bigger. So I don't know that he would be 600. Like the spider logo might be a little bit difficult to do. Like say they did the Venom sort of style like they did with the original Venom, right? Where it's kind of like gooey and stuff. Putting the spider logo on that, I'm sure they could find a way, but it might be prove challenging. I don't know. I think this is going to be made, Kiko. I think overall, you are right. You raise a very valid point. There's a precedent there from the first game that they did not make a villain from the first game. However, they did not have a Venom type of figure or character there. I mean, Doc Ock was great, but he ain't Venom, right? So
sure.
I think most collectors would be a little more excited. But Mark, I want to let you jump in. What do you think? I mean, do you think this Venom gets made? If so, do you think collectors will bail on the Tom Hardy Venom for this one?
Yeah, I think they're absolutely going to find a way to make this Venom, right? It's too popular of a character for them to pass on. The fact that they were able to do that Carnage, which just arrived for me today, so I'm excited to open that thing up.
Dude.
Right? If it's, I know Kiko took some really great pictures of it, but if they could find a way to do that at that scale, because that's live action, this is video game, they could probably take some, liberties and say like, okay, that's the maximum height we can do of a Venom figure. We'll make them a little more beefed up, and it could potentially pair really well with that Carnage. I like this design. I think this is exactly what people would want in a figure. And so I think Hot Toys knows that based on the reception of the both Venom versions that they did. So I think that they're again going to find a way to do this. Now, will collectors bail on the original two versions? I think some will, right? But I think enough folks will understand that, if you got the special edition, you've got the Tom Hardy head sculpt, it's Eddie Brock. Like Kiko said, this is a different iteration of the character. So I think you would be smart to have both exist in your collection if you love Venom as much as a lot of us do. It really makes sense to, that's your live action representation, and this is your more video game centric representation. That's probably going to be ultimately a really terrific figure if they make it just as good as the current Venom, and if they improve on that, or kind of incorporate some of the tech from the Carnage, then I think it could be, it could be an amazing figure. So looking forward to Hot Toys making a bunch of Spider-Man, Miles Morales, maybe Venoms from this game, and definitely Craven as well. So I think this will
Agreed.
be a deep line, which is kind of scary.
And don't get me wrong, I don't want people thinking I don't want this. As
Oh yeah, I know you would want it.
I have a giant Venom. Venom is my guy. I want
Yep.
this. I just
Someone
don't see
clip him saying, "I don't want this."
it. Right? No, no, no. Don't make a TikTok out of me.
Yeah,
But
right.
but I want this. I want it to happen. I just don't see it actually happening. I hope I'm wrong. This is of all the things I hope I'm wrong about. This is the one I hope I am wrong about. I don't want to be wrong about the Dark Side Anakin and all those different things, but this is the one I do hope I'm wrong about. But I think I'm going to be right.
Right. You might be, Kiko. You might be bringing some some logic into this. But guys, let us know in the comments below, what you think. Is this Venom going to get made? If so, are collectors going to bail on the OG Venom? This would be a tough one for me, Marco, because I know, like you mentioned, having both exist in your collection, it's a matter of space for me, because these would be big boys. If I had to choose, and this Venom came out looking as good as it looks right now, like say it's just like the other Venom, basically, slightly different, but with a spider logo, I'd probably pick this one, because I think you could match it up with your Carnage pretty nicely, and it would be fine. Like, it's not obviously accurate per se,
And
but
I get
look
people
great.
saying they just want. I think someone in the comments said, "I just want the bug on the chest. We've been waiting for the bug on the chest."
I think a
get
lot of
that. I
people
really
have, yeah.
do. And I think if available, people will not bail, but they will go for this for sure.
I
If
think
it's
you'll
made.
see a lot of OG Venoms listed. Yeah, I think you
Yeah,
will.
I think you are right. A lot of folks will bail, but can I present an alternative here?
Yeah.
Since space is a consideration for all of us, there's a real, easy way that you can make the footprint kind of shrink down. So I've seen a lot of folks with the Venom kind of holding either Miles or Spider-Man.
Mm.
You could do a lot of different iterations of the Venom holding one of the Spider-Men. So that could kind of reduce your footprint, and you can incorporate a different type of dynamic to your collection while still bringing this in. So you're welcome. That was free advice right there.
There you go. Perfect. Well, free advice from Marco. Guys, we got some super chats to address. Carlos, again, I'm not even going to say his stupid username. It's pre-gun DC. This is going to flop harder than Black Adam. Let's go back to that lame ass blue Batman. Nah, dude, I don't think Flash is going to flop. I don't think so. I think people are pretty. I think the addition of Keaton is what got people interested in this film. Like, if you had not had Michael Keaton in this film, I think maybe you could make the argument. But now that Keaton's in there and he's been such a huge part of the marketing, I think they knew what they were doing. So, and I think the word of mouth is pretty good. So people have been saying pretty nice things about it. So, but thanks for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you. I don't think the film's gonna flop though. I think there's been a lot of DC flops and some Marvel flops in recent times, but Kiko, I think you have an offer. So I think Carlos is saying, Kiko, let's bet $50. Hot Toys makes this Venom. This will get made. Probably power pose like your Target exclusive King Shark. Kiko, do you want to take that bet?
I'm still waiting to decide what we're supposed to do about the N1 for the Ecto. So.
Oh, right. Dude, yeah, that's true, Carlos. We got to get that decided first before we make Kiko bet. So, thank you so much, bro. Appreciate you. Nick's Collectible Super Chat. Thank you so much, bro. The Wrestling King himself. Guys, check out 16 Wrestling on Nick's channel. Nick's_collectibles. Amazing content over there. I want Spider-Man 3 Venom. He's the GOAT. Yeah, well, I mean, maybe that'll be an exclusive one at some point, Hot Toys would be like, yeah, we're gonna make 52 of these because
Yeah.
Nick would want one and maybe a couple other people. So yeah, no one really wants that Venom. But anyway, Nick, I'm sure at some point, it would be a cool Venom, but I think he's just trolling us, so it's fine.